If I were to start a brand new business in 2025 after building my tech consulting company SharePLM and a team retreat space in the south of Spain, the next, I wouldn't start with a website, even with a logo or a business plan. I would start with a manifesto. But why? A company manifesto gives your business purpose, direction, and energy from day one. It tells the world what you stand for and where you are going. And now, with AI, you can create it really fast. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a powerful company manifesto using design thinking and AI. Whether you are starting something new or just realigning your business, this process will help you to get clear and get moving. Let's dive in. A manifesto is more than a mission statement. It's the soul of your business. It defines what you believe, why you exist, and what change you want to create in the world. When we started SharePLM, my tech consulting company, we didn't have a manifesto. We figured it out along the way. But now, looking back, it's clear. If we would have had one, things could have been much easier. So now, when I start a new company, I always start with a manifesto. Here's what a manifesto gives you. First of all, clarity of purpose. It tells the world why you are doing what you are doing and why your company exists. Second, inspiration. It brings your people to think big and to get inspired by what you are doing. Third, alignment. A manifesto aligns people around the shared vision. And last but not least, direction. It becomes kind of your compass when you move forward, when you need to take decisions. It's a very good way to know what direction you need to take. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create your manifesto using design thinking and AI. I'm going to share my screen and I will share an example from Share Enterprises, the company that we started last year. It's a holding company and we started it as an umbrella for the companies that we operate, and I'm going to show you step by step with this example how to define your manifesto. I also created a Miro board for you to use it as a basis to define your manifesto. You can create a copy from the template and you can use it to think about it. So let's get started. We are going to start with the purpose and vision. And here we need to define why does your company exist and what kind of future do you want to create. In the case of Share Enterprises, we want to empower women in tech. We are all women and we have been in the technical world since we started studying aeronautics and we have seen what it is to be in tech. So we want to also empower other women to make an impact in the world and a career in tech. We also want to make sure that every piece of technology that exists for people and that everything starts with people. And we want to be catalyst for change as well. We want to move things and we want to be the catalyst for the change. Okay, so let's then move forward to the impact. And in the impact, we want to define what positive change do we want to bring to society or to your industry. In our case, we already talked a bit about empowering women in tech, and we also want to accelerate gender balance in STEM. We know that there is a big gap between men and women in STEM, and we want to balance the gap. We also want to harness tech to unlock human potential, and we want to empower people with technology. And in general, we want to have companies where we can balance life and career. So it's not all work. You also have a good life, so you can make an impact with us. Okay, then we also have unique contribution. And here we need to define is what sets you apart from the competition, what specific problems do we solve, and why is our approach different. So in our case, at Share Enterprises, we are a people-first company, so we put people first. We connect people to unlock their potential, and we want to be seen as tech-savvy, people coming from engineering but with organizational psychology and teaching backgrounds. And I think this is very helpful to enable us to unlock potential using technology. And of course, sharing learning without fear. This has been a core foundation for us, that sharing our progress, sharing what we do without fear of being judged, because it's at the end, it's a process and there's nothing better or worse. So share learning as well. Okay, let's move to the core values. And here we are going to look into what principles guide your actions and decisions and what are your core values and non-negotiables. So in the case of Share Enterprises, we have 5 values. The first one is think big and move fast. We like to have big visions, but we also want to be fast and furious. We want to learn and to share what we are learning. always own it when we are doing something. Really make sure that you own it and you take responsibility. Then co-creation and innovation, always thinking about how to keep updated and how to always bring people in the loop of the decision. So co-creating with them using design thinking. And then people first, of course. The last one that we have is the call to action. And here is you need to think of a kind of message to inspire others to join your mission. In the case of Share Enterprises, we want to share, learn, and innovate. We want you to join the movement and to stand with us to champion inclusivity. So this is the whole canvas, and now we are going to look into something very interesting. We are going to use this basis to create a manifesto using AI. Okay, so now we are going to create the manifesto using AI. We will use the canvas as a basis to create the manifesto. So I have exported the canvas as a PDF, or actually as a PNG. You can also export it as a PDF. And I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to tell ChatGPT I'm sharing an image of my completed manifesto canvas. Can you please help me to write a cohesive manifesto based on the content in the image? Please turn the points into a clear, inspiring manifesto and feel free to adjust the language to make it more compelling. And here you select the canvas. So in my case, I'm going to select the canvas, and just to show you, this is the canvas that I uploaded. It's also here. Yeah, so just export that one, and now we are going to share it with ChatGPT, and it will create a manifesto, and you can then adapt the language and make your adjustments. But I think it's a very good version. You can also export it then as a PDF. You can see the final version for us here. I did some adjustments, made it a bit longer, but I think it's a very good basis. You can also control how long it should be and what kind of language it uses. But definitely the canvas is a great starting point for ChatGPT or whatever LLM you want to use to create this kind of manifesto. If you are starting something new in 2025, start with your manifesto. Start with your purpose and use design thinking to map it out. And let AI help you create something powerful. Because when your direction is clear, everything moves faster. If you like the video, subscribe and like. And if you want to continue learning AI, I have a free course. I will let the link in the description. You can subscribe. It's free. It's an email course. You will get every day an email. It will cover the basics of AI. And after the course, you will feel much more confident and literate about AI. Let me know what you thought about the video in the comments. See you in the next. Bye.